All right, we are back at the shop, ready to work on the hoopty. This thing is completely torn down. You can see there's no front end on this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the timing belt while we have all of this space. And it should be the easiest timing belt I've ever done in my life. Basically, every oil leak, you can see how crusty and gross this one is. We're taking care of all of it. This thing is gonna be a brand new IS300 by the time we're done with it. And it's probably gonna take us like 2 hours. I will definitely be done with this part today. Before we do that though, I got a new little tool cart from Harbor Freight so that I can just like have all my tools in one spot and not like have just this pile of garbage on my floor. Very, very expensive garbage. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that thing together and then we'll get into the timing belt. You know, there's some people out there that would say that putting snap-on tools in a US General toolbox is sacrilegious. And to those people, I say, send me a check for $2,200 to buy, you know, a snap-on version of this. Other than that, I mean, like, this thing holds all the tools that I need, and honestly, this will be great for doing the timing belt on this thing. So at this point, we're ready to start. So I think that I'm gonna put a timer on and see how long this thing takes me to do, because it's not gonna be long. Okay, right about 5 o'clock, let's get going. Now, taking these things apart is normally not very hard at all, but having the complete core support and everything in front of the engine off of it makes everything so much easier. Like getting to any bolt on the front of the engine, I can fit my entire impact in there. I don't have to just use like a small thin ratchet or anything like that. The belt comes off in no time. I've got the pulleys off. Everything is coming off super easy. The engine is stupid dirty. You can see my arms are just absolutely getting caked in oil, but we're making it through it. Funny what an hour can do to one of these things, right? Check that out. Completely disassembled. This is gonna be like a 2-hour timing belt, except for I'm probably gonna take like 4 hours to clean everything because it's really dirty. So I'm probably gonna go to the store, get some brushes, make sure that this thing is completely clean before I start putting anything back together. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, 6:16. I'll tell you guys when I get back. Now the issue is that we also have a side quest. I had to hit my local pick and pull up with a bunch of tools to go find an AC compressor for this IS because it got munched in the accident. All right, so this is our specimen. Nice little white IS300. Pretty much everything on the interior is kind of taken. Engine's still there. It looks like it's a actually brand new timing belt on that thing, but what we're looking for is right here, the AC compressor. So hopefully this thing didn't get pushed in. I mean, like, it looks like it got pushed in quite a bit here. I'm gonna basically just take the radiator off and then hopefully just check to see if it's good, and then if it's not, we can go. If it is good, we can take it, and then this will be powering the AC on my car. So we can hope. Grimy as hell. This is gonna be not so fun. By the way, if you own an IS300, fix your fucking oil leaks, please, you fucking assholes. It's almost like I know what I'm doing, huh? I also got the bracket for that sway bar. All right, just so you guys can see what I'm cooking up right now. That 2JZ is clean enough to eat off of. This is how they all should be. Clean your engines, all right? Don't let the oil leaks get this bad. But it took about 6 cans of brake clean. I am only slightly high right now, but it's clean. We're finally to the point where we can start putting this thing back together. And for that, I've got a big ass kit that came from Amazon with basically everything that I need to put it back together. At this point, the only things that I actually had to buy from the dealership were the valve cover gaskets. I'm pretty sure I probably could have gotten these on Amazon too, but I just went to the dealership for them. They have the O-rings for the VVTI and everything for the timing belt job, including an ASIM pump, factory seals. Like, it's all like the best quality parts, and it's all on Amazon in like a kit. So I'm gonna link that down below. It's honestly like so nice to just be able to order everything all at once and get it pretty much next day most times. But let's go ahead and start putting this thing back together. I'm not gonna show you guys how to do that. I can link my video that is like very in depth on how to do that because I've done plenty of 2JZ timing belts on this channel. So I'm just gonna bust through this thing. Probably take me an hour. So let's get her going. And I wasn't wrong about that. I think it probably took me about 48 minutes to get this thing as far back together as I got it. everything's super easy. Like once you got like the entire front of the car missing, it's just like working on an engine on the stand. So, you know, throwing the timing belt on and getting the tensioner on and all that kind of stuff, it's not even something that you need to like worry about or get under the car. Like that was the nicest thing about this, is that I didn't have to like lay down under the car or like have the car on a lift and be, you know, lifting it up and dropping it down for everything that I'm doing. This was honestly the nicest way to work on these things ever. However, you know, there's not really a good way to take off the core support on a normal IS300 that is like, you know, not crashed and you don't care about not taking the core support. Like it's not feasible, but it's not necessarily anything that's too hard to do with it in. It's just you have to use different techniques. As you guys saw, I was using the frame rail there to torque the original crank pulley on there. I checked it to see if there was any delamination. It looked fine. It didn't measure bad, so I think that I'm probably just not going to replace this one. I think I should be pretty safe with that. You can see me try a few times to put on the drive belt. I was trying to put it on from memory, and apparently my memory on the drive belt system was not that good because I munched it a few times. We got there in the end. Well, it's official. The 2JZ is most of the way put back together. You guys can see that I haven't put the intake on yet, and that's because I need to order some coil connectors. These things, I mean, like, it's something that always happens, but they're just super broken and I need to replace them. There's no way that I'm just gonna like keep these broken connectors on there. So I'm gonna order some and then get those replaced as soon as possible. I'm still gonna do spark plugs in here and clean up all of this stuff. Now that the valve covers are sealed, I can go ahead and like brake clean this area and then vacuum it all out, and then get the spark plugs in there, and we'll get the coils and intake all back on. But this thing is looking great. Look at how clean that is. That is a 2JZ. That is what a 2JZ is supposed to look like. I am so stoked about that. That being said, I am dirty. I am tired. I'm gonna get some sleep. So this is gonna be the end of this video. We'll put the finishing touches on next time, and then we'll really put the finishing touches on when we get that core support welded in. But that's basically the next step. I've got a new fender over there since the one on the driver's side was a bit munched, and I didn't necessarily feel like messing with it to get the headlight to work or any of that kind of stuff. So I just bought a new one. We're gonna go ahead and get the whole core support welded on here probably next time. And then at that point, bumper and a hood. Bumper and a hood, and she's mint. So if you guys are stoked to see this thing running, it's coming soon, so stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.